Chaz Bryant. Folks, this is exciting. This is the first big MMA event in the Carolinas in 2015. And if it's going to be a big show, there's only one place you can get big shows, and that's at Fight Lab. And the guy who puts on, the matchmaker for said big shows, we thought he was going to get fired last year. I thought there's rumblings he was going to get fired, get tossed out. The commission was going to ban him. Every commission in the Southeast, but no, he's staying. He is Michael Cornbread Allen. He is here. Your job to save.
Chaz, they tried to stop me.
I was one of those people who wrote in. I said, get this guy out.
You tried to stop me. The North Carolina Commission tried to ban me.
They did.
USFSC tried to shut us down.
Tried to.
It didn't work.
That's unfortunate.
And now the millions and millions of fans of Fight Lab and Cornbread are going to all join together on January 24th. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Fights start at 6 o'clock. 16 fights on one night at Grady Cole.
That's way too many.
That's a lot of damn fights.
That's at least...
We had to make a lot because, like, USFSC has like 40 in April.
They do. They have 40 in April. You have 16, so you guys got to play catch up, I think.
Yeah.
There's somebody right now, I think I just heard a text coming through. They said, hey, let's add another 20 more fights on this thing.
That's Scott Price. He wants a ticket.
He does want it. Well, you going to have one for him?
I got one for him.
Nosebleed?
Front row, actually.
Front row?
Yeah, I like to talk to him when he's down there.
Oh, man. You can only imagine. You can only imagine, folks. This is going to... I was looking over the card last night. All over, watching it all this week, and there's usually have like new guys coming on, but these are like young veterans on the card. The young bucks with like 3-4 fights already on. They're like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 3 fights now makes you a vet because everybody's really a professional. They just have to go through the motions of these 5 fights, you know.
Yeah.
Because technically, all these guys and the guys they train with, even the ones that's never fought before, they're all professional fighters.
Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, there's a lot of keyboard. Hey, I had 6 street fights.
Yeah.
Put me on the show.
Hey, man.
And I didn't mean like veterans of... I mean, they have experience inside the cage.
Right.
You don't have to be a smart ass every time we do this. Thank you very much.
No, actually, though, you're right, Chaz. I mean, we've got a great card lined up, a lot of people with a lot of experience, and I'm excited. You know, I said this last time, and I probably said it the time before, but this is the best card we've ever had.
You said that last time, then the time before last, and the time before last. Is there ever a time you say, this is the best card? There's not, we come into this thing and you think, this is okay.
Nah.
See?
Nah. Not since Epicenter 4.
Oh, okay.
I think Epicenter 4, I was like, this is not good.
This isn't going to go well. All right, well, we're going to dive into this thing because I've got to go to work, and you took too damn long eating your donut before we started taping.
It was good, and if anybody gets a chance, and I'm not marketing or anything, but stop by Starbucks.
How about you donate some to the Chaz's Way next time?
Hey, man.
I think mine got lost in the hallway, didn't it?
I didn't think you ate donuts.
Yes, I do. I love donuts. They're delicious. Who doesn't like them? And before we get started here, these fights are a competition, not an exhibition, so wagering is encouraged. So we're gonna jump right into this.
Place your money on every one I pick.
Oh, Jesus.
Works every time.
It works every time if you want to go get a loan out to pay your bills. First fight we got coming up is Nathan Araga. I apologize, Nathan. My mouth is watered. Versus Mario Morales. Nathan comes in at 2-1. Mario comes in at 0-2. Mario comes from that Durham Bull City Brawl promotion out there.
Scary guys, man.
They're pretty good. That's a good promotion.
Try not to book too many of them on the card, man.
They're scary. Just like you said, Nathan has a win over Jonathan Martin over Fight Lab 41. Who do you see winning this contest?
You know, I'm going to make this one short and sweet. Anybody that fights for Bull City Brawl, you know, Billy Dowie doesn't put any trash on his card. Unfortunately, I don't know much about Mario. He reached out to me and said he wanted to fight. I offered him Nathan, and he said he would take it. And he looked Nathan up, and he told me it was nothing for him to whip a man's ass.
Oh, mercy.
That's what he said. So I'm going to have to go with Nathan since Mario was talking shit.
Can you pull up that text?
I just got a new phone.
Of course.
You know that excuse?
Yeah, you just got a new phone. Of course. We're going to move on.
I get a new phone every week when Keith calls me. Keith says, you're not answering my phone calls. Well, I got a new phone.
Yeah, there's a reason why. Kyle Martin versus Shelton Sales. Kyle Martin comes in at 3-0. I believe he's had a couple of fights up in Virginia. Apparently, he's the 145 champ with the promotion at their VCC.
Tough guys.
Tough guys.
DCC.
Shelton Sales comes in at 2-1. He fights out of Combat Athletics. He had a decision loss. It was a very good fight versus Damon Blackshear, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Shelton Sales is a very tough kid. Was actually scheduled to fight on our last card against Rodney Jordan, and we had a screw up, or actually I screwed up with the weights. Yeah, every once in a while I do make some mistakes. Usually I can cover them up. I couldn't cover this one up, and so they didn't fight that night. Glad to have him back. He had a war with Damon Blackshear, who is ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
I think I said last time, I think Damon's the future of that division going forward. He's the next Trey Singleton. Damon is.
There you go.
And Kyle, very talented guy. He trains with Chris Clodfelter. Ridiculous Muay Thai. I was watching him hit the pads, and like he's really fast with his hands and his feet. Shelton is an accomplished high school wrestler. Trains out there with my good buddy Josh Stanley, and I think it's going to be a war. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to come down to, can Kyle keep that distance and keep Shelton off of him? And I haven't seen very many amateurs can do that, so I'm going to have to go with Shelton.
There you go. You got the light skinned guy.
He is light-skinned.
Yeah, it's the darker of the light skinned guy.
Kenny Lett said he had pretty eyes too.
Well, Kenny Letts is a big fan of pretty eyes.
He's an eye watcher.
There, you got something going for you there, Shelton. You got pretty eyes there, young man. Congratulations. Before we make this even more creepy than it already is, I'm going to move on.
Then I scratch my balls with.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Philip Tin Man Adams goes against James Quig. It was something I looked up about Philip Adams. He's got 2 straight wins going for him right now. He was 3-3 in 2014, so he's up and coming. He's one of those quiet guys who's starting to put up a good run. Trains with one of your guys on the Joseph Carroll. My fault. Get him confused sometimes. Trains with Joseph up there, if I'm correct. James Quig comes out of another Virginia guy and a Bull City guy. I believe right now he's at 2-0. He's at 2 first-round submission wins. So
actually, and I know you was hoping you could avoid this
what
since the Fort Bragg fight is February the 7th.
Yes.
This is one of, this is where I talk about Team Rock and Fort Bragg and get all teary-eyed and I do.
Yes,
James Quig is actually from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He's actually part of Team Rock. He's a lieutenant in the United States Army.
Oh, a lieutenant?
A lieutenant in the United States Army. Actually, I probably got that wrong. He's probably a damn private. But anyway,
you're going to get beat up now.
He's a talented guy. This is at a catch weight of 140 pounds, I believe. I probably got that wrong too. Fight will probably get canceled, but he's
got a track record now. Keep it going.
Hey man, very good fighter. Awesome ground purple belt under Team Rock with Greg Thompson down there. Trains with just a crew of talented guys, and defends our country every day. I love Philip Adams. Philip's one of Joey and Rogers' guys, and he's on a win streak, and I think he's ridiculously talented, and he'll probably win the fight, but I'm going to go with James Quig.
There you go.
Just for the simple fact that I love America.
There you go.
America.
He eats bald eagles.
You think I look like a black George Bush when I do that?
America.
No?
No,
Oh, well.
not at all. Just keep drinking your Dunkin' Donuts there.
Dunkin' Donuts, man.
Sponsor. We can get sponsorship. I like coffee.
I said Starbucks earlier, didn't
I might have said it.
I? I like
We
both.
got it. They're both very good. Wayne Martin gets a new opponent. Wayne Martin comes at 4-0. Josh Ungar. Ungar, I believe, is his new opponent. It was just handed to me, like hot off the presses, mere seconds ago.
Yep.
What do we know about Josh?
I know that he comes from a wrestling background. He comes from a strong wrestling background up in Blacksburg, Virginia. He's 3-0. He fought, back when the mixed martial arts database wasn't really on track, so his record doesn't actually show up. Reached out to me actually this morning and said he wants to fight.
There you go.
And I talked to him for a little while to see if I thought it was legit, and it felt legit. It sounded legit, and boy, he better be legit because he's fighting Wayne Martin, who my pick for Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, that's.
Would this fight, if Wayne does happen to pull it out, because Wayne's, I just remember seeing that last fight he had, where he knocked out a guy, and Dale Fry had, it was one of those things where you had to wait on Dale Fry to say it's over, and he did one of the little hands down to the.
Yeah.
Is Wayne Martin on track to maybe pick up a title fight? pretty soon?
I think from talking to Wayne, Wayne doesn't have any interest in being the champion. I think he wants to go ahead and turn pro.
Oh, wow.
Rather, I think that's a good idea. It's totally irrelevant. Wayne thinks it's a good idea, and he wanted to get his his fifth fight here in Charlotte in front of his fans. And he has a pretty decent crowd following when he fought for us last time. So we're excited. If this is his last amateur fight, then we're excited, and hopefully we'll get to do his pro debut later on in March. I mean, you never know. But at the same time, he may decide he wants to stay amateur. I mean, hell, for all I know, he could get beat. But I'm going to have to go with Wayne Martin on this.
Indeed.
He's tough to pick against, man.
He
Such
is.
a nice guy, too.
He is good. Tall, too.
Sort of looks like Todd Bridges without the afro.
You're starting early in 2015. You're in rare form.
I'm on a roar tear, man. I'm doing good.
Moving on to the Nats, got Chase Callaway versus Adam Rodriguez. Chase he lost the title fight to Josh Smith,
Yes.
who we'll talk about later on out of Team Salvation. Chase comes in at 2-1 versus Adam Rodriguez, who is at 1-1. Hasn't fought since February of 2014, if I'm correct. He lost to Josh Smith, so they have something in common there.
Yeah.
They can talk about that at dinner.
Yeah, do you think like, I mean, I know Adam comes from a wrestling background, and so does Chase. Do you think like whoever gets the first takedown is like going to whisper in another one's ear, "I didn't get taken down as quick as you did by Josh"? You think that's what'll happen?
There's a lot of talk every once in a while between the guys when they fight. So, yeah, talk about that. I don't care. How tall are they? Chase is at 5'5".
Well, they're both shorter than me, and I'm proud to say that.
So you're a winner.
Yeah,
you're a winner.
I win that one. I didn't think I was taller than anybody but Keith Richardson and Josh Smith, but I know for a fact I'm taller than Chase Callaway, and I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Adam Rodriguez. They could both probably beat me up, but that's irrelevant. So, anytime you deal with the flyweights, they're just they're fast, man. That fight with Josh Smith and Chase Callaway, that was ridiculous. That was just ridiculous. And to really put into perspective, not only are flyweights fast, but they have cardio for days. But there was a point in the fight with Chase and Josh where it seemed like Chase couldn't keep up with him. It's sort of like he gassed out. And when you see flyweights gas out, that means whoever the other flyweight is ridiculously in shape. Yeah. And Josh Smith, national champion wrestler, Chase has nothing to be ashamed of losing to him. But I talked to Chase after, and Chase, he had a lot of stuff going on according to him, and he's wanting to get back on track and get in there and get another shot at Josh. Adam Rodriguez is wanting to do the same thing. So this is going to be a war of wills. And according to everybody I talked to about Adam, I've never got to see him actually fight in person. I've watched videos. They say that his wrestling is better than Chase's, and so is his jiu-jitsu. So that's a tall order. We'll see, but I'm gonna have to go with the hometown guy, Chase Callaway.
There you go. Moving on to Duran McDonald versus Gregory Smith. Duran last fought, I think the last fight lab, lost in the third round, 4-3 versus Gregory Smith, and also Duran was the former title holder. Gregory Smith last fought down in the Warfare show down in Myrtle Beach, beautiful Myrtle Beach, versus lost to Michael Barr. Didn't answer the bell. You probably saw that fight. You were probably front row, weren't you?
Yes.
Somewhere close to front row.
Yes. The last Fight Lab fight, that's the one you're speaking of, correct?
Yes, for Duran.
For Duran, yeah. I was there. Greg Smith, when he didn't answer the bell with Michael Barr, I wasn't there because I had to be with my son at a wrestling event. But Greg Smith is tall, he's explosive, and he can throw those things. And he also likes to sit down on the stool. Duranimal looked like, would it be he looked like a koala bear his last fight. So that make him the Dorala?
The Walla Bear?
The Dorala bear?
Dorala.
It was bad.
It was bad?
The last fight was bad.
I was drinking.
He's here training at the dark side.
He is.
He's put in the work this time.
Good.
His cardio is better.
Good.
His head's not quite as large.
Sure.
But I'm not picking for any of my guys this time.
Oh!
I'm going for Greg Smith.
This is rare. This is first time. Mark this down, folks, on your whatever you do.
I'm going for Greg Smith.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, Gregory Smith.
He's not from Darkside. I'm going
He's
for
not,
Greenway.
man. This, like I said, this is momentous. We should have like balloons coming down. What the hell is that? Is that a? Oh, that's a band.
Yeah.
What's in that coffee?
Man, it's good shit. I think it's what John Jones was snorting.
Oh, there's no editing, folks. I'm not editing this. Rodney Jordan versus Tony Gravely. Rodney Jordan, this is I think a real standout fight for Rodney coming in here. He's got 2 straight wins. He went 4-1. He was my comeback athlete of the year for MMA Insider. Check out MMA Insider. They're a great website for all your MMA needs on the East Coast and Southeast. That was a quick plug. Versus Tony Gravely. Tony comes in 2-1. He last lost to Damon Blackshear, another name you hear.
That Damon Blackshear's talented. Man.
He is. He's something else.
You know he beat Wonderbread in a jiu-jitsu
I don't
match
believe it.
by 1 point.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, kid's talented.
He's got to be.
I hope Wonderbread's watching this.
Cry, I guess.
If they ever grapple again, I'm gonna pick Damon.
You should.
Pick it against all Darkside guys.
Yeah. And picking at your own son. So that's Rodney Jordan versus Tony Gravely. What do you see in this one?
Tony Gravely. I think he's a 3-time state wrestling champion from Virginia, 3-time national qualifier at App State University, think a couple-time All-American, Appalachian State. So you're not from the mountains like I am. You don't say it right. Yeah, Appalachian State.
Appalachian.
Don't ever say that again. Okay.
App State.
In short, he's a stud. Okay. The question is, can he keep up with Rodney Jordan?
Yeah.
Because Rodney sets a pace that is just unmatched. This guy's a Kenyan. He can run for days. All right, his cardio is absolutely ridiculous. He's on a streak. He started off 0-3. He came into the dark side. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. I agree with you. I think he's comeback fighter of the year. And obviously his game plan, no secret, is probably going to be to stick and move. And Tony's game plan is going to be to put him on his back or put him up against the cage. I think the deciding factor in this fight is going to be, is Rodney here at practice right now? Is Rodney here? Rodney Jordan? No. Rodney's not here. I'm picking Tony Gravely. Not picking any dark side.
That's yeah.
Not picking.
What came over you? You're not picking some of your guys. You just
not feeling it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
We stink. We stink.
At least you got some coffee.
We stink.
We're moving on to the one of 2 Greenways who are going to be hopefully fighting on the card next Saturday. You got Ashley Greenway versus Jasmine Ali, if I'm correct in pronouncing that. Ashley comes in at 6-2. Ashley hasn't fought, I believe, since May of last year. She's been recovering. Now she's Instagram pics and Facebook pics all over the interweb. She's hungry, she's ready, and she's taking on Jasmine Ali, who's at 2-3. And what do you know about Ali?
I know that Jasmine Ali trains with Michael Whaley, who's fighting Josh Smith for the flyweight title. I know that they come from a traditional martial arts background. I watched her fight Andy Wynn on video down at Warfare, and she looked, to me, just from a coach's perspective, she looked strong.
Sure.
She looked very physically strong because she got into a couple positions where, in my mind, Andy just had her dead in the water, and the next thing I know, it's sort of just like, get off of me.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to be very technical. Looked to be a little bit tentative on her feet, but I mean, you never can really tell in female MMA. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen. On the other side of the cage, I mean, the doll face, Ashley Greenway. I mean, she's married to the Hedgehog, right?
That's the rumor going around.
What would that make their kids? Doll face, Hedgehog, doll face.
Hedge dog.
Hedge dolls?
Hedge dolls.
No, they're boys though. Those are going to be 2 tough little boys.
Yeah. I can't think of anything at this time to
Hedge faces.
Hedge faces?
That don't sound good.
That sounds like a horror movie.
Jasmine doesn't have a nickname, but she does have a cool first name, Jasmine. Right?
I don't know what this actually
I don't even know where the hell this is leading to.
I don't
even really know Jasmine Ali. I just know she asked me to fight Ashley Greenway.
And she's got
actually, her coach asked me to fight Ashley.
And she got her way.
Her coach is sort of like Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I represent the woman with no nickname, Jasmine Ali. This is ridiculous. I don't even,
Where's this going?
I'm going with Ashley Greenway. That's where
Okay,
it's going.
Jesus.
I'm picking Ashley Greenway.
Thank you.
She's 6-2.
She is.
The other girl's 2-3.
2-3.
Is Rodney Jordan here yet?
It's not. He has not arrived
Still
yet.
not here?
Negative.
No.
We're moving on to
See, this is, I know you guys can't see behind me, but this is why I'm not picking anybody from the dark side.
I'm not here.
There's 10 people in the building, 2 people on the mats.
Moving on to the title fight. Josh Smith and Michael Wiley. This should be interesting. These guys are little gnats. You got Josh Smith. I believe he has a couple of titles, or at least title fights, to his record.
Chaz, I don't know nothing about damn titles, but I do know this. He is the 2000 and something 103-pound national champion, which means they found more than one person in the country that weighs less than 103 pounds. Now, how in the hell they did that? That right in itself is a miracle.
That should be on National Geographic.
I think there was 2 people in the bracket. I'm just playing. Calm down, Ronnie Hewitt. Don't know. Shh. Okay.
Versus Michael Wiley. Trains out with Team Beast
You don't
Mode.
say nothing about Ronnie Hewitt will flip. Did you see what he did to that dude with spike hair?
No.
At Fight Lab? Ronnie Hewitt?
No.
He picked him up by his neck and like hung him. Can you say that? Can we say that online?
Hung him?
That he hung somebody?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Ronnie's black, by the way.
that-
So, I mean, it really
yeah.
shouldn't be offensive. But anyway,
No,
yeah,
that's
he
the
did that to
internet.
the guy because the guy said something about Josh being really like a midget.
I was drinking.
That was the rumor. That's what I heard.
I was drinking.
That's what Joe Pacheco said.
Joe Pacheco. Oh. Your source is Joe Pacheco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that exactly. Source of
Anyways,
what?
back to the fight. We got to take care of this stuff. We got to go through this. We're running out of time.
we
Listen
are.
to me. Josh Smith is the best 125-pound amateur in the United States
Holy
of
cow,
America.
all of it.
And he fights at Fight Lab.
Including Hawaii and Alaska.
Do you have him in Alaska?
I think so.
Okay, then he's best in Alaska too.
Holy cow.
Well, that's part of the United States.
Yes.
Shut up, Chaz. He's the best 125-pound amateur in the United States of America. You can see him next Saturday, January 24th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Fights start at 6 p.m. I start talking shit at 6:03. We drink 5 beers at 6:05, and somebody's getting their ass kicked at 6:06.
We got beers at the house for you, too.
Do you?
You didn't come to the house and pick them up.
I don't come by your house.
You should.
Black people's not allowed.
No.
Anyways, Michael Whaley, 125 pounds. He's a stud. In fact, he beat one of the guys from Dark Side MMA, but that's not
So
really
good.
saying much because, as you can
No,
see,
no,
there's
we're
10
on the
people in
mat.
the building
10
and 2
people.
people on the mat. So, but he did beat Eric Martinez half to death at the last Fight Lab. I think he's what, 2-1?
Something like that.
2-1 as an amateur.
Yes.
I read something interesting on him. He comes from a wrestling background.
Yes, wrestling is a good form of training.
It is,
Mark.
and he does kung fu down there
Holy.
at Fudishin Jiu-Jitsu.
Down there in
With Lance
London.
Adams.
Lance Adams.
So he's a striker. He has wrestling background. He doesn't get tired because he's 125 pounds. I mean, it's not like he's carrying around a lot of
No,
weight.
no,
You know, his
no.
lungs don't have to be very strong, but can he keep up with the pace?
long as he
Or
doesn't
can he get
smoke.
his hands on Josh and slow him down? I don't think he can. I'm going with Josh Smith.
There you go. The champion keeps his belt. Nicholas Roderick versus Yasin Martinez. I believe this is a pro fight. These are big boys.
It is.
I see numbers at 260 and 253. Nicholas comes in at 1-0, I believe, in the pro ranks.
Yep.
And Jasmine comes in at 5-1, or is this his first pro fight?
Okay. Yasin Martinez.
Yes, yes.
Is that how you say his name?
I think it's Yasin.
Yasin? Okay.
He'll correct us.
Yasin Martinez, big guy, physical guy. He trains at Team Rock
He does.
in Charlotte. That says enough. He's going to be in shape. He's going to be ready to bang. His jiu-jitsu is going to be solid. And he comes from a wrestling background because he was a standout wrestler here in Charlotte at West Charlotte High School. Okay? And he's had a very successful amateur career. I think he's 5-2 as an amateur, 6-2 as an amateur, somewhere around through there. Was looking to go ahead and turn pro. Nick Rourke didn't have an opponent. I called up his coach, Snake. Snake said they would take it. Now we get on Nick Rourke. Nick Rourke is an angry man. If you've ever seen that guy fight, man, he is angry. And he trains here at the Dark Side of MMA where there's 10 people in the building and 2 people on the mat.
Two on the mat,
okay?
and you got 2 talking, and then there's construction workers,
Yeah.
I think, outside.
Originally from Orlando, Florida. He went to
Nice one.
college up here at Gardner Webb University.
Good wrestling school.
Yeah.
Rodney
Very
Tate.
strong, physical guy. Hits hard, and like I said, he's angry.
me
He's a
see.
very angry man.
Just angry about stuff.
The question is he angry enough?
We'll see.
And how do you really gauge if someone's angry?
Well,
Since he trains at the Dark Side, Chaz, let me tell you how you can gauge if he's angry.
Go ahead,
Hold on for a minute.
please.
Is Nick Rourke here?
Yeah,
No.
yes, he was.
Oh, never
He
mind.
was.
He was. He left.
He was.
I'm going with Ison Martinez.
Okay. Well, he was here, and then he left.
Don't
He
matter.
had
I'm
things
not
to
picking
do.
anybody from Dark Side today.
There you go. Moving on to another pro fight, got Michael Stevens versus.
We got any more dark side guys on here? Oh yeah, there he is, Lawrence Dennis. Go ahead, let's go.
Can I finish reading?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jesus. Got Michael Stevens. This is his. He comes at 4-2. I think he had a very competitive fight up in the USFC not too long ago.
Jordan Rinaldi.
Jordan Rinaldi, yes.
The Jordan Rinaldi.
The Jordan Rinaldi. He's fighting.
Do you know who Jordan Rinaldi is?
He's fighting on the World Series of Fighting Saturday, I believe, isn't he?
I think so.
If my memory holds correct.
You know, Jordan Rinaldi is from Charlotte.
He is. He lives in Charlotte.
You know he's on the Ultimate Fighter?
Yes, I do know that.
Okay.
He was on the Ultimate Fighter same day Keith Richardson had his fight down in Atlanta versus Van.
Hey, look, my phone's ringing. I can't. Hey, look.
Uh-oh.
That's Alan Greenway. I can't talk to him right now. Alan, I can't talk to you. I already know what he wants.
Okay.
He wants to get a ticket for Scott Price. Go ahead.
Gee whiz. Then he got Lawrence Dennis at 2-2. This should be a pretty interesting fight.
Man, this is gonna be fireworks. This is gonna be fireworks. This is like putting Tong Po against Joe Frazier.
For people who don't understand that analogy.
Tong Po is this mythical kickboxer who kicks pillars of concrete that are like 8 feet deep.
Yeah.
Hard. And Lawrence Dennis is a southpaw and likes to box, likes to throw his hands, sort of like Joe Frazier. But he doesn't throw a lot of hooks like Joe. He's sort of like da-da-da-da-da.
So what do you see out of this? Well, you're not picking dark side guys, so I'm going to assume you're going with Mike Stevens.
Well, hold on. Is Lawrence Dennis here? Yeah, I'm picking Michael Stevens.
He might show up later.
But, all kidding aside, this is my pick for fight of the night.
You think so?
I think this is going to be the fight of the night. Michael Stevens is going to look to bang. Lawrence is going to look to bang. Mike's going to try to kick his legs out from underneath him. Lawrence is going to be, putting the the little Nick Diaz Stockton slap he puts on people. He's going to try to hit him with that big left hand. Mike Stevens is going to try to chop the leg, go up the top with the head kick and knock Lawrence out. And if nobody gets knocked out, I'll be surprised. I would be shocked if somebody doesn't get knocked out.
You're looking for knockouts?
I'm looking for knockouts on this.
Cool.
Especially with the death dealers.
You haven't seen a good knockout in Fight Lab Cage in a little while. I know.
Nah. When Lawrence knocked out Leo
true.
Perez,
Yeah.
and when Leo Perez knocked out Daniel Terry,
that's right.
And when Meshack Adams knocked out whatever that guy's name
Are
was.
you looking for multiple knockouts, maybe?
On this card, I'm looking for a lot of knockouts. Believe it or not, I think there's going to be a lot of TKO knockouts on the ground. I think there's going to be a lot of knockouts standing up.
I want to see that too.
And I think the next fight's going to end in knockout.
Well, we got Alan Greenway on my card to be determined. Alan Greenway just called you up.
Yeah, I think that's why it's going to be knockout, because Alan Greenway is going to hit the Ghost with a Showtime kick.
Whoever that might be.
Yeah.
Do you have somebody for Alan?
No.
No.
Not yet, but we do have a strong possibility.
Strong possibility.
Okay, just for the record though, I offered this fight to everyone, and everyone had an excuse as to why they can't do it. It's amazing to me that everybody calls Alan a turd, yet nobody wants to fight him.
So there you
Go figure.
There you go. I like this fight.
So Alan wins this fight by Showtime kick.
By Showtime kick.
He guaranteed me he would knock this dude out by Showtime kick.
He would come in the cage and. How about you be the stand-in?
For the Showtime kick?
Yes.
Are you crazy? Are you serious?
Slightly.
Number one, I couldn't make 155 pounds.
No, you don't. No, we don't want you to make. We just want you to go in the cage
and stand there and let him Showtime kick.
Yes.
How much you gonna pay me?
I'll give you a beer. I'll give you the case of beer.
You already owe me like
I don't
3
owe
beers. And you're not gonna pay up?
You got beers at the house.
See, that's why black people can't get ahead.
No, you can come to the house. It's Bud Light, your favorite beer of all time. It's disgusting. We don't want it in the house. The dog will not even drink it.
The dog won't drink Bud
Paya will
Light.
look at Sniff and say, "Oh, I'm not drinking
Oh,
this."
Lord. But she would drink Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, more than likely, she'll drink that. She'll bite it out of your hands. Now, what I was trying to say is, I like this fight coming up. It's Trey Singleton versus Cody Gully. Trey Singleton.
Juice Box versus Smalley Biggs.
But I want to change his nickname, not from Juice Box, like Kitty Glitter or something like that. He has cats.
I was there when he was given that name, Juice Box, so we can't change.
Okay.
And that's a pretty. He always looks like he's been drinking Kool-Aid. You ever notice that?
He's short and he's small.
I mean, but just his face.
Handsome.
Is, Kenny Letts was telling me about his lips. That his lips are like
Lips
full
and eyes.
Yeah.
And hair.
Kenny Letts is a lips man. He's a lips guy. He's an eye guy.
Disgusting.
He said Nick Smith had pretty eyes too. He's an eye man. Kenny Letts. Hey, look here, Trey Singleton versus Cody Gully. All kidding aside, this is going to be one of the most anticipated fights that I can remember in a while, because since both these guys came on the scene at such a young age, both of them came into MMA at 18. Like, as soon as they turned 18,
they
these dudes, they were no, they didn't want to fight. They did fight. They did fight. Cody's debut was on his birthday, and Trey's debut was on Fight Lab on his birthday. He beat Derek Hyatt from the dark side.
Yep.
Okay. Which, by the way, is Derek Hyatt here?
Derek Hyatt is not here.
Derek Hyatt's not here. Maybe that's why he beat him. Anyways, so Trey Singleton, just since he's been 18 years old, has really put the MMA community on notice. We've watched him grow into what looked like a fat little tubby, looked like a little turd gummy bear with like black ink injected into it, and he walked down to the cage. I'll never forget it. And people were literally behind me, raising hell, asking what I had done. Yeah, and I remember thinking to myself, what did I do? And the next thing I know, this kid he took off from there, man. I mean, he literally just took off. He's got phenomenal grappling. His strikes are just pinpoint accurate. He's been doing karate since he was just an itty bitty little black gummy bear. And his wrestling defense is on point. And I've said it before, in order to beat Trey Singleton, you can't fight him in the middle of the cage. You got to put him up against the cage. We've only seen one person do that, and unfortunately for Gerard Miller, it ended up in a no contest. But other than Gerard, we've never seen anyone be able to hold him down. And actually, Gerard couldn't keep him down all those rounds, but we've not seen anybody hold him down, and we haven't seen anybody who could take the fight to the outer perimeter and keep him up against the cage. Now, Cody Gully is a strange creature indeed, because he didn't wrestle in high school, but training out there with Chad McFadder, coming up with Johnny Buck and my Team Husky cohorts.
Got Leo Perez up there too.
Yeah, Leo Perez. He looks like he's a wrestling machine when you watch him fight. He's not afraid to bang. Had Chris Saltel for the longest time as his boxing coach. His jiu-jitsu has always been strong, coming from the catch wrestling background, and then training with Brad Hanna up there in the mountains. You couldn't ask for a more even matchup. I mean, this is phenomenal. Yeah. And I love both of them to death. Trey used to train here at the dark side. Unlike the rest of these yahoos back here, though, he actually put in work. So I'm not going to pick against Trey. At the same time, I like Cody. Man, I've known him since he was a little kid. And so I'm not going to pick against Cody. I'm going to take my mulligan on this one.
It's a very good
And this is a good mulligan. You got to give me credit on this one. Which means I won't take a mulligan on the next one.
No, you can't.
With Keith Richardson and Rodrigo to Lima. I bet you guys don't know I'm going to pick on this one, do you?
Yeah,
really?
You got Keith Richardson, of course, coming at 12-6. This is the main event versus Rodrigo Lima, coming in at 10-1. I thought it was like 10-2, but it's all gone, buddy. You gotta start talking now. This is I'm going to assume you're taking Keith. Am I correct? He's not saying anything. Just go ahead and start talking then.
All right, man. Let me tell you something. When you say Fight Lab Promotions, you think of a couple things. You think of that old, ugly, silver-haired dude, Kenny Letts. You think of the greatest announcer, the greatest matchmaker, the greatest performer in sports entertainment today, Michael Cornbread Allen. You think of Chaz Bryant. Okay, you think of lights. You think of DJ A-Rod. You think of music. You think of ring girls. You think of damn music quaking and booty shaking. That's what you think of. You think of Fight Lab, and you think of the rock star, Keith Richardson.
He's been a main event a couple times.
Man, he has been a mainstay in the Fight Lab cage. He really has. You know, him, guys like Kevin Ferrant, Nick Smith, Adam DeHart, Curtis Cloward. We've had so many guys that have been a mainstay with us over the years, but the one constant performer for us has always been Keith Richardson. Not just with what he does in the cage, but then going out abroad and spreading the word about Fight Lab and really pumping us up as a promotion. And we're so grateful, to have him here for as long as we're going to be able to have him, because I think big things are on the horizon for him. And right now he's out at Alpha Male training.
He's out in California.
It seems to me like his career's starting to peak, and here pretty soon he'll be making a jump up to the UFC. But, and there's always a but when you're talking about somebody making that jump. There's always some type of hurdle. And unfortunately for Keith, this time it's going to come in the form of a name that's familiar, especially to me, Lima.
Yeah.
Rodrigo Lima. Bellator vet, 11-2. Recently got his black belt in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Trains down at American Top Team with Diego Lima and Douglas Lima, and just a slew of talent down there. And this is going to be a great fight. I mean, I've watched Rodrigo Lima for years compete. Never would I have thought that our main event would be Rodrigo Lima versus Keith Richardson, or Rodrigo Lima versus anyone. It's an honor to have him. He's a phenomenal fighter. At the end of the day, I think Rodrigo Lima is fighting something that we haven't seen, and that's a focused rock star. I really do. I think Keith is focused on his career. At the same time, I think Rodrigo is focused on his career, which is why this leads me up to my question. Do I get a second mulligan?
You get two. Okay. So if you want to take it, well, you got to.
Bullshit. I'm carrying that mulligan over. The rock star Keith Richardson walks away with the victory. TKO, second round.
What I'm going to say here, you know, Keith knows I love him, but I'm going to put everything. I'm a realist. What if Lima walks away with his hand raised on that night? It's a very competitive fight.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, could Keith, you know, because we're all assuming that Keith jumps up and wins and goes all these great places.
Yeah.
What happens if it's competitive?
Yeah.
Rodrigo gets his hand raised.
Yeah.
Does another promotion. Very reputable, with maybe TV contract money.
Yeah.
Say, hey, let's go ahead and invest. It was a good fight. Let's go ahead and invest in both guys.
I mean, here's the thing about that, and I mean, we've seen this situation before with Ricky Rainey and Diego Lima.
Yeah.
You know, very competitive fight. I don't think there's a person in the world that would have, after that fight was over, thought that Diego Lima won. Unfortunately, the New Mexico Athletic Commission and the judges saw it different, and they gave the fight to Diego Lima. Fast forward a month later, Diego Lima is in the UFC, and Ricky Rainey is over in Bellator, and sort of having to work his way up. You never know. You know, anything can happen in this industry. The UFC has shown that they don't really have a rhyme or reason, and especially if it's financially lucrative for them or attractive for them, they'll do anything. 2 points that come up to my mind is Keith Richardson and Charles Rosa. Charles Rosa beats Keith, competitive fight. He gets a call up to go and step into the cage against Dennis Seaver and went and put his best forward effort, and now he's in the UFC. Another one, Ron Stalling, who was sort of in that journeyman classification, you know, because of his record, and he had a big record, but he had some losses on there. And, you know, a week's notice, he's stepping up next week against Uriah Hall. We would hate to see Keith brought down into that category where, you know, okay, you don't get called up unless it's by chance, you know, because you're a journeyman. At the same time, anything's possible. Sure. But I really think that this fight is the most important fight of Keith Richardson's career, and vice versa for Rodrigo Lima. You know, it's really, it's not do or die, but damn it,
it's very, we got to put the unnecessary weight on it.
We're not jumping off the Grand Canyon, but we are leaping off the top of a high school building.
Yeah, and this is like I wanted to put that, stress that importance to everybody out there. This is probably one of the most important fights, probably of Keith's career.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, as we wrap this up, you know, if you're a fan of seeing our local guys make it to the big shows,
come out and support him. Come out and support him. You know, this fight for him and this fight for Alan Greenway are very, very important fights. They're very, very. You know, Alan is on a 3-fight win streak, and this is going to put him over that 500 winning percentage. And if he really wants to go forward with his career, he's got to keep that momentum going.
Sure.
And to, you know, the bad thing about Alan's situation is he don't know who he's going to be fighting. You know, I've got an idea of who it could be, and I hope I'm able to get it signed, but it could be anybody. Yeah. If this guy says no, you know, Alan's put in a situation where, you know, it could be a killer and dealer stepping in there as late as Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's not very good. At the same time, Alan's been training.
Yeah.
Keith, 12-7, 12-6, 12-13-6 looks a lot better than 12-7.
Yeah.
So Keith needs this win. It would put him on a 3-fight win streak against. He's already beat 2 very reputable opponents. Hey man, if he can step in there and beat Rodrigo Lima, he's a fight or two away, if not immediately, from us seeing him on TV.
Sure. Any other important news and notes you need to get out there real quick?
Oh yeah, February the 7th, 2015. We'll be at Fort Bragg, back at the United States Army base. One of my favorite places to go. Everybody that's seen these videos, you know I love Fort Bragg and Team Rock and the military and what they do for us. March 28th, we'll be coming back here to Charlotte. We'll be announcing soon a couple big announcements concerning here in Charlotte and our return to Cherokee, North Carolina.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
Man, I love Cherokee. Cherokee's fun, isn't it?
It is.
It is. They love the bread in Cherokee.
They sort of like it.
They do.
People, other people don't.
Yeah. They built me a teepee.
Oh, a teepee.
Can I say
away
that?
from? Yeah, you can say teepee.
I can say teepee. There's nothing wrong with
How
teepee.
far away was it from the casino, though? It was like.
Well, they want to put me far away now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie about that. They're trying to get me away from the casino.
There you go.
You know, because I'm married and
the ladies.
The ladies love me. The Indian women out in Cherokee. I'm just joking.
Just get your ticket. If you haven't got your ticket yet, you're just about SOL. Get them from your fighters, your favorite fighters out there.
These are going fast, man.
This
This show is going to be. It's going to be ridiculous.
It's the first one of 2015.
Yeah.
How can you stay away? How can you, if you're sitting on the fence right now, because it's going to be on the weekend before the fights, you're just about out of luck. I've got a ticket. Well, I don't have a ticket.
The music will be quaking and the booties will be shaking.
You've got
Fight
a seat.
Lab.
You've got a seat.
Don't you love that saying?
It's all
Fight
right.
Lab.
Booty and booty shaking.
Where the music quakes and the booty shake.
Have you got that trademark?
I didn't trademark it. I need to before that damn A-Rod, before Kenny Letts does it. He's famous for that shit, you know.
He'll steal it.
Yeah.
Not steal it. Yeah, it was almost steal it.
He would.
All right, folks.
Now that I've said it out loud, I really got to trademark because Scott Price might grab it.
I think it's since you said it on camera.
My phone's buzzing. Hold on.
It's copyrighted. Is that Scott calling him up?
It's Scott again.
Oh, mercy. He just stole it from you now.
I just told him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can't keep it. Get your tickets, folks. We'll see you out there. Grady Cole Center, January 24th. Doors open at
5 o'clock.
fight start at.
6 o'clock.
That's way too early than I thought it was. I thought it was 7 and 6.
Dude, we got to hurry up and get this shit going
Yeah, I got to go.
because I got to drink beer.
Of course. See you, folks.
See you there.